Atamarie katoa, Markie here with the camera the wrong way around for reasons explained in other videos. I have learnt a huge amount about YouTube in the last 24 hours. Well, I would say life-changing, YouTube life-changing, if not life-changing. Really useful information and potentially quite scary information. So I want to share this with you straight away. So this is this is going out to fellow YouTube creators. So this is aimed at many people who are subscribers, who also have YouTube channels and create content. So first of all, thank you. So first things first, okay, this is the important one and the scary one. I've sort of said before that I've never been very convinced by the arguments that some or many YouTube gurus make against the whole sub for sub thing. That kind of didn't make sense to me. However, there is a very good argument against the sub for sub thing, and that is that if you do it, your account will probably be terminated. That's a pretty good reason not to do it. Okay, so I just found this out, so I'm warning. I want to warn my friends really straight away, and I hope you share this video widely with, not just because it's good for me, it is good for me, but just to get the message out there really, because you don't want your channel terminated, and we don't want all our friends and people that we support having their channels terminated. So okay, why is your channel terminated? Well, it's against the YouTube rules. Okay, and you can look this up. It's quite easy to access. So look up the YouTube rules, policies, and something it's called. It's not called rules, but you'll find it. And look under spam, and it specifically says that sub for sub is verboten. Okay, so there's a lovely kind of halo of light up above my head because it's the morning and the rays of the sun are starting to shine. So yeah, they consider it as the same as in the same league as buying likes and that kind of thing. And if you get reported, that's one way that that might be brought to their attention, because some people object very strongly to what they think are spammy messages. If they get a message saying sub for sub or want to subscribe or give me a hug or what have you, they may well press the little button that flags it up to YouTube, and then you'll be called into account. Probably wouldn't have your channel terminated immediately, but a couple of strikes and you'd be out. Now, the other thing to bear in mind here is if you're working towards monetization, which I'm kind of getting close, and this is why I'm kind of starting to think a bit more about these things, is when you go for monetization, they have a damn good look at your channel. And if they see any evidence of sub for subbing, that might be the point where they terminate your account. So watch out for that. That's pretty serious stuff, isn't it? So that's the biggest thing I want to tell you. The other stuff that I want to tell you is good stuff. Really, it's just stuff that's useful, things that I've learned that are potentially helpful, things I've been kind of doing wrong, and not knowing why things weren't quite working. So some of the things I've learned about. So nobody talks about this. I think people are kind of too embarrassed. They think they kind of think they're going to just look narcissistic. But what about when you like and watch your own videos? Okay, can you do that? Should you do that? What happens if you do that? And it's really interesting. Okay, now the thing, a bit of a caveat here. Okay, the first piece of information about the sub for sub, I got that from I picked that up online, and then I went to the YouTube site and got it from the horse's mouth. Okay, so that first piece of information is definitely kosher. The next pieces of information are true to the best of my knowledge, but I've got them from again from online sources and here and there. So check this out for yourself. Don't rely on me for 100% accuracy on it. And of course, things change. So if you watch this video in any degree of time, this all could have changed. So okay, let's look at watches first. Okay, not wristwatches. Watch time on YouTube. So if you play your own videos, does it count as a view? Yes, it does. Okay, Two things you've got to be aware of here. It only counts as a view after 5 seconds, but really if you're doing this you want to be playing them all the way through, because you're not just interested in views. For the algorithm, which kind of picks up how well your channel is doing, and which YouTube uses to decide whether to promote you or not, what you're looking for, what they're looking for, are not just lots of clicks and views, but also people that watch it for a long time, not necessarily all the way through, but if you watch your videos all the way through, you're going to increase that average. Okay. Now this is the other thing that I mean, I knew all this before, but I didn't know this. Okay, this is the thing I learned today. If you and this is where I was going wrong, and I was doing this to support other people as well, you know, friends and stuff. You know, I would put their videos on a loop effectively and watch them, you know, back to back. So what happens is, if YouTube will give a view if you watch a video once. If you watch it more than once without a 30-minute gap in between, it won't count. So that's useful, isn't it? So don't repeat view your videos, okay? Allow half an hour in between. Now what will happen is it will register as a view. You'll see the view count going up and up and up, and it'll look very exciting. And then suddenly some kind of system gets activated and it jumps right back down again. Now I've had that happen a few times and I thought, what's going on there? Why is that happening? So yeah, so you can watch your own videos as many times as you like, but don't make sure you leave half an hour gap in between each individual video, otherwise that will not count. Okay, so that's useful, isn't it? But you're glad you watched now. The last thing is about likes, which again I learnt this this morning. So there's no reason why you can't like your own video. Now I don't know whether if you do that, whether it's taken off the count, because sometimes if you like your own video and then somebody else likes it, that first like doesn't seem to show. So I don't know what's going on there. I've also experienced likes disappearing, so that's kind of an odd one, and I don't think that's people kind of unliking en masse. I think it's something else that's been going on there, but I can't explain that. If you can explain that, you know, please tell us a bit about that in the comments. So if you post a video and you like it straight away, it looks good because when it comes out it's got a like on it. It doesn't look like nobody cares. It doesn't make you look like Billy No Mates. But what happens is, apparently when you first post a video, it goes to the top of all your subscribers' feeds, and liking will do the same. Okay, so the guidance, which actually comes from again from YouTube, is if you wait a day or so and then like it kind of gets flagged up. It gets makes another appearance in the feeds. And what you can actually do as well is, if you've got old videos that you've liked, you can unlike them and then like them again, and they come up in the feed. So obviously do this in moderation, because if you do it to all your videos, then everyone's going to get just tons of your videos in their feed that day. So do it a bit at a time, and then it just keeps your videos in the eye of the potential viewer. So I hope that's helpful. I mean, for those of you that are doing sub for sub, that's going to be immensely helpful, because I guess either you need to stop doing that, or not if anyone from YouTube is listening. I'm not advocating any kind of deviousness, but if you're not going to stop doing it, then you need to be very careful about how you do that, so that it doesn't get alerted to the YouTube police. And if you go for monetization, that's the time when you're going to be scrutinized. That's the time when you most want your YouTube channel to be, everything to be good, everything to be right. So I'm ducking a little bit because the sun is arising, and quite rapidly and moving around. So yes, let me know what you think in the comments, and please share this like crazy. Oh, that's the other thing. One last thing. Okay, I misunderstood something. So this is something that I knew about, but I kind of got the wrong end of the stick. Okay, so I thought that Facebook didn't like it if you said Please like, please subscribe, please hit the little bell icon so that you get notifications. I thought they didn't like that if you said that in your video, and I've not been saying it for ages. I do have it in the description. It's written in the description box when I add that standard description piece at the bottom, which is quite long. That's not true. There's no reason why you can't do that, and that's a good idea. You know, I think I'd recommend doing that. You should probably do it at the start, really. I forgot about it and did it at the end. What you're not supposed to do is anything I'll give you an example of what they don't like in that respect. Is if you were to produce a video with a thumbnail that was subscribe now or subscribe and get. So what they don't like is you to kind of promote subscription in a video of itself. Okay, so you can do a video on sheep shearing, and then say please like and subscribe, but don't do a video saying, hey, this is my channel, I want you to like and subscribe. That's where they kind of draw the line on that one. So that's really, really useful as well. So I need to remember to kind of remind people and politely ask people to subscribe and like and comment and all those kinds of things. And then sometimes I do a little plug for my Patreon. That's the other thing they don't like as well. They don't like you using YouTube as a place to trawl for viewers for another channel or another platform. So I've got another platform, Patreon, which I sometimes mention on here. I mean, I don't use YouTube. I will always, as long as YouTube kind of doesn't, change it's always changing. As long as YouTube still is still reasonably user friendly, or in other words, doesn't become less user friendly, I will still stick free stuff on YouTube. So, but I have a Patreon channel as well, which I do promote, not all the time and not aggressively, but if I was to do videos on join my Patreon, they wouldn't like that. Okay, so if I say do a video saying and the thumbnail and the title and the whole thrust of the video was join my Patreon, or Instagram or whatever it might be, they don't like that. Okay, so some really useful do's and don'ts. So please like my video. please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Please make a nice comment. Please, if you decide to give me some views, then don't do them back to back. But most of all, this is stuff that we all need to know, isn't it? As colleagues, I kind of think we're all part of the same. We're all in the same. That sun's really bright now in my eyes. We're all part of the same. We're all heading in the same direction, and a lot of people I know do have that ethos of wanting to help each other, which is fantastic. So please help your fellow YouTubers by sharing this video. And if you think I've got anything wrong, please politely let me know. If you can add anything to this, if you've got any sort of further information, please put that in the comments. That would be fantastic. So before I am completely blinded, Rangimarie.